First of all, let me thank you for the opportunity to talk with you in the middle of those dramatic days. And I'm trying all my life not to be dramatic so much, but it is really a challenge, nights and days. Secondly, thank you for all your deeds, personal and in a collective way, through the JNF, one of the best supporter of Israel, of Zionism, of supporting the vision of Zionism and the prosperity of Israel, specifically to the southern part, to the Negev. I was born in Kibbutz Mefalsim. I am one of the last traditional kibbutznik that still live his life as the good days, good years before, as a mayor of Shara Negev, as a minister of agriculture, as a member of Knesset. All my salary stay stable, is going directly to the pocket of the budget of the kibbutz, and I'm good with it. I lived all my life in the kibbutz, and I was focused in education, community, agriculture. I was the general secretary of the kibbutz. We made enormous changes, revolutions in the way of living, and I'm so glad to live in the kibbutz with part of my sons and my friends. I served in the military as a paratrooper, as an officer, then for more than 30 years in a special unit named Shaldag, in the Air Force. Then I became a teacher, and for 10 years I served as an educator and like the head of secondary school in Shara Negev, in my area. Then for more than 16 years, from 2002 to 2018, 5 years ago, I served my people, my community, as the mayor of the, I can say, small but very important group of 10 kibbutzim, one moshav, one farm, private farm of family of Sharon family, the ex-prime minister Arik Sharon, and also we have near the city of Sderot, which is located in between our kibbutzim, absorption center for new immigrants, for new olim. Can we see maybe the map of Israel, and then you can see where Shara Negev is allocated, very close, attached to the northeast point of the Gaza Strip, southern to Ashkelon, and northwest from Beersheba. And if you can see in another slide, you can see the map of Shara Negev, where you can see Gaza, you can see Sderot, and kibbutzim and moshav. I live in kibbutz Mefalsim, less than a mile from the border, very close to Beit Hanun, which is now almost just ruins. I can say, unfortunately or fortunately, we can describe it as we wish. I want to tell you that, as I mentioned, in the 90th and the first years of the millennium, we had very dramatic days of changes. I defined it as a revolution in our type of living, where in my community, in my kibbutz, a third, more than 30% of the members, of the citizens, inhabitants of the kibbutz left the kibbutz, not because of the security situation, but because of economic and ideologic issues. But we overcome these crises, and we in the last 15 years we we increased the number of inhabitants in my kibbutz, for example, but it's very similar to other kibbutzim, from 500 people to almost 1,000 people. So this is more or less what we achieved during the time where the terrorists of the Hamas shoot at us, snipers, anti-tank missiles, and of course rockets, and attempt to enter to our region. And the government of Israel and the leaders of the zone, all together with the leaders of the kibbutzim and the inhabitants, I think we used all the years that we had until October 7th, 2023, in order to reinforce ourselves to prosperity, economical and demographic prosperity. And I can say that I cannot remember any better days for Sderot, for the kibbutzim and moshavim around Gaza, compared to the time that this war started. In October 7th, in Saturday in the morning, in Simchat Torah, me myself, I was in my house in Kibbutz Mefalsin, along with my young child. My wife was in a retreat. She's making meditation and mindfulness in Jerusalem, and the other kids were not at home. So I had a great dinner in Friday, in Shabbat, Erev Shabbat, with my son, my young one. He's an officer in a special anti-terrorist unit named Duvdevan. You might know. They used to work to fight against terror cells in the West Bank, in Judea and Samaria, and but of course they are part of the commando regiment, and he was apparently in this Saturday with his all military equipment. So in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, we had enormous alerts, enormous number of alerts, and we stayed in the security room for long minutes. But then we started to hear knock, like a noise of shooting very close to us in the area of the houses of the kibbutz. So I remember myself telling to my son something that is trembling myself till now. Yuval, this is the name of our son. You should go outside, take your equipment, and go to see what's happening, because it's something unfamiliar to us. So he really went out and joined the the people of the civilian military that are staying emergency crew of the kibbutz. They had their guns and their equipment in at home, and they all went out of their houses knowing that something very bad is happening. My son fought with another two guys from the kibbutz in the gate of the kibbutz. There were 15 terrorists. They succeed to kill some of them, but then they enter the kibbutz. They kidnap some 12 foreign workers in agriculture, Thai from Thailand, but we succeed to release them. They didn't kidnap the terrorists. The Hamas didn't kidnap our workers. They were all released in alive, no wounded. In another point of the kibbutz, another corner, 4 terrorists enter the kibbutz, try to enter by force to some of the apartments. They didn't do it. Another member of the kibbutz shot them. 2 of them got killed. Just 2 of us were very slight wounded. In another third area, another scene of the kibbutz, they wanted to enter, but they were shot by some of our friends, our members of the kibbutz that were staying in their own houses, and literally succeed to defeat them, to shoot them from their home, from their houses. So the case of my kibbutz was very similar to some other 7, 8 kibbutzim that succeed to avoid the terrorists from making their massacres. I have to add that in our situation, unmanned aircraft succeed to understand what's going on, and they shoot to 20 cars convoy that was about to make a raid on the kibbutz, and they killed dozens, maybe 45, 50 terrorists half a mile from the kibbutz. So our destiny was much better than our good friends from kibbutz Kfar Aza, for example, which are our partners in agriculture fields, where in Kfar Aza a real massacre happened. The situation is that me, myself, like thousands of people that live in our area, in some 4 regional councils and in Sderot, I know personally, maybe I didn't count it, but maybe 100 of the casualties of the people that got murdered, and dozens of people that were kidnapped. Just some of them, have released. So the situation is very challenging, of course. Most of the people that were living in the kibbutzim are now outside in hotels or in the houses of their relatives. And me, myself, I still staying at the kibbutz all the days. I stayed in the kibbutz, and I feel much comfortable there, but 95% of the people are in a hotel in Herzliya. and so is the situation in all the 30, 40 kibbutzim. Our main challenge is to succeed in making the impossible, almost impossible mission come back again to a place where so many people was hurt, where the damage is very present, and the whole demographic scene has changed. But we will do it. The first step is, of course, the military one. We are now in the time where our sons and daughters, including my son Yuval, the same son that fought in the gate of the kibbutz, went later on the same day to kibbutz Kfar Aza, joined his unit Duvdevan, and now for long 3 months he's fighting in Gaza and now in Khan Yunis. So what they are doing actually, they are making the demilitarization actually by force. Now in the northern part of Gaza, and then after we succeed to control the center and the southern part of Gaza, we will do it there. But then we should, of course, stay or convince our people that it's a good decision coming back. So we have the physical challenge to recover the physical situation, to make our kibbutzim maybe beautiful, more beautiful than before. We should pay attention to the mental stability of our people, the resilience. I understand that you're taking part in helping the resilience centers. It's very important, and the third mission in the next years will be to convince, to be attractive to new families, especially with kids, to come and live again with us. And if I summarize, exactly as we did 20 years ago, when we confront with the social and demographic challenge, now we will confront with the psychological and military or security challenge that we are facing in those months. And I welcome you, and I offer you the opportunity to be our partners in recover, in flourish again this area. David Ben Gurion, we used to say that he said that the state of Israel will be examined by their succeed to flourish the Negev, and I'm saying that we now in this generation we will be tested in the way that we will flourish again the northern border of Israel and the southern part of Israel. Thank you.